We have a massive OG Anunoby update, as it appears that OG has been working hours a day to get back on the floor for the New York Knicks as soon as possible, and we have to break this down. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video today because OG Anunoby could be back as soon as this series against the Indiana Pacers, as Adam Zagoria commented that OG is a possibility to return after Game 6 in Indiana. He's traveling with the team, and OG is working at least 8 hours a day on rehab, according to sources. So obviously this is massive news. It appears that the New York Knicks star defender will be back for the Eastern Conference Finals as long as the Knicks can get there. And even potentially if this series between the Knicks and the Pacers does go to 7 games, it's possible we could see OG back very soon. He's clearly working incredibly hard to get back on the court. You know this has to be killing him. He just put up his best playoff game ever offensively, and then he goes down with a hamstring injury in that third quarter. I mean, just terrible luck, but he could be back soon. He could even make it back this series. Now, it's very specific that OG will not be playing in Game 6 tomorrow night, but after that, potentially in Game 7, which would be on Sunday, I believe, the New York Knicks could have the services of OG Anunoby, but I don't think it's going to take 7 games to beat the Indiana Pacers. The Knicks are going to get it done in 6, just like they did against the Philadelphia 76ers. It's going to be easy money. I'm not concerned. I'm a little concerned. But, guys, the Knicks, they're probably going to end up facing the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Celtics eliminated the Cavs. They're ready and waiting for the Knicks or the Pacers in that conference finals matchup. And OG Anunoby appears to be getting ready to show up for that playoff series, which is huge. As we know, Jason Tatum is the Celtics' best player. He is a great scorer. And even though he is definitely overrated, he's still a great player, and the Celtics are a great team. And with Porzingis not healthy, obviously the Knicks have more injuries, but with Porzingis not healthy and the Celtics dealing with that injury, if OG Anunoby can get on the court and make Jason Tatum's life hell and make him play like the inefficient scorer that he's mainly been showing us he is this playoffs, then the Knicks have a chance to go to the NBA Finals. Book it. I said it. I know. We're full of injuries. It's not great. But if OG's there, if he can give the Celtics hell, if Porzingis is not playing, then the New York Knicks have a legitimate shot to go to the NBA Finals. Because if you could stick OG on Jason Tatum and make Jason Tatum play inefficient basketball, then you can kind of just say, all right, you know what? As long as we allow Drew Holiday to shoot threes and allow Jaylen Brown to shoot threes that aren't in the corner, if that's what our defense leads to, we'll live with that. If we want to lose off the fact that Drew Holiday and Jaylen Brown beat us from behind the arc, as long as Brown is not shooting in those corner slots, then that's something you can live with losing to, because you played the defense perfectly. I mean, Derek White is an elite shooter. You got to guard up on him. But Drew Holiday's shooting has just been atrocious this playoffs. Jaylen Brown, good corner 3 shooter, but he's not the best shooter outside of that. If you want to make him shoot 11, 12 threes a game, and a lot of them are from the wing or the top of the key, I'm fine with living with that. Just don't let Jason Tatum beat you. With no Porzingis, he can't beat you. Then you're down to Jaylen Brown and Derek White and Drew Holiday, and you know Derek White can get hot from 3. You know Jaylen Brown's a good player, especially on the inside in transition. But if you can make the Celtics play a half-court game where most of their shots are Drew Holiday and Jaylen Brown threes at the top of the key or on the wing, you're playing some damn good defense. Now, if you look at OG's stats throughout the playoffs, the numbers are good, especially this season. He's putting up 16.5 points through the playoffs while shooting 40% from the field and 50% from deep. The man has just been the model of efficiency. He's also pulling down 7 rebounds, mind you. He's just doing everything the New York Knicks need him to do in actuality. When you look at what OG Anunoby is doing for the Knicks, it's what they needed. They needed an elite defender. They have one of the best defenders in the NBA in OG Anunoby, arguably the best on-ball defender in the league. On top of that, they have Jalen Brunson. They have the Nova Knicks. Things are working in New York right now, and obviously we're not at full strength. We don't have Mitch. We don't have Bojan Bogdanovic. We don't have all-star, all-NBA forward Julius Randle. But the Celtics, they're beatable. However, the Knicks still have to get past the Indiana Pacers. It's harder to do without OG, but the Knicks just blew the Pacers out by 30 points without him on Tuesday. So there's a good likelihood that the Knicks can go in, punch the Pacers in the mouth, and be the first team to win a road game this series. Now, as long as the Knicks can just not lose a home game, that means they've won the series. They just have to win in Indy or they have to win in New York, but they cannot be thinking, oh, okay, well, if we lose, we can just go back to New York. Nope, that's what losers do, and we know the Knicks aren't going to do that. This is a team with a winning mindset. They're going to go in treating this like it's a Game 7, saying, we're not looking for second chances. We want to get this done first time we can get it done, and that is what winners do. And that would be great because then you get a little more rest. You don't have to push OG to have him come back early for that Game 7. You get a few more days off. That would be perfect for the New York Knicks. So the Knicks really need to look to close Game 6 out and win this series so they can go to the Eastern Conference Finals, give Jalen Brunson some rest, give Josh Hart some rest, give DiVincenzo some rest, give the whole team some rest, and OG a little bit more time to rehab that hamstring and get back on the court when we need him most. In the biggest series the New York Knicks will play probably since the NBA Finals in 2013, in 1999. Because, I mean, look at it. It's going to be the farthest they've went since they went to the finals in 99. This would be the biggest series the New York Knicks have played in 25 years if they can get there. I think they're going to get there. And you need OG Anunoby there to just give Jason Tatum some hell. Tatum's tall, dude. So it's like, you need OG there to guard him. You have no one else really there to stick him. If you have OG there, you have the perfect guy to guard Jason Tatum. Now, Brian Windhorst also spoke on this and said that OG's out of the pool and doing some court work for the Knicks. And if the Knicks advance, the fact that he's already out there on the court doing some light work makes it a possibility that the Knicks could potentially see him in the Eastern Conference Finals should they get one more victory. And on top of that, Chris Haynes spoke out on OG and said the target of a return is possibly the Eastern Conference Finals. He's doing everything he can to try to get back as soon as possible, but from what I'm told, it's looking more likely a return for the Eastern Conference Finals should the Knicks get there. Look like that's going to be a realistic target date, and that's a good sign because it's not like, oh, we don't know if he's going to return for the Eastern Conference Finals. They're basically saying he's probably not going to be ready throughout this Pacers series over this weekend. But you stretch that out 5 more days or so from today, which is Thursday, May 16th, when I'm releasing this video. I think we're fine, and OG will be there. And he makes all the difference in the world for the Knicks in this Celtics series. Without OG, the Knicks have no hope against the Celtics. With OG, they absolutely do. Does it mean it's not going to be hard? No, it's going to be the hardest series the Knicks have played. The Celtics are really good. They're not perfect. They're not unbeatable by any stretch. They've played 2 really easy teams because they played the Heat without Butler, and they played the Cavs, who are an absolute mess. I mean, Donovan Mitchell's going to leave. Darius Garland's going to leave if Donovan doesn't. Evan Mobley's not happy there. Jared Allen's not happy there. JB Bickerstaff can and should be fired. They played a wreck of a team that just has Donovan Mitchell, who's great. That was it. The Knicks are going to be a huge step up from the Cavs. That's why the Knicks scraped the Cavs last year. You give the Knicks and the Celtics a real playoff series, the Knicks don't go anywhere. The Celtics' biggest thing to me is that they just don't seem too hard-headed. Like, they don't seem like they're the most strong-minded team, like they're going to go out there and try to outwork you. They just don't give me that vibe. And maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see that from the Celtics. And the Knicks, they do that. They do that every night. They do it every minute of every game. You can beat the Celtics like that. So I really hope that they absolutely go out there and do just that. But you need OG to guard this man. Over 5 games against the Knicks this season, Jason Tatum averaged 26 points per game with 6.5 rebounds and 6 assists. Obviously great numbers. Now, Tatum struggled in the playoffs, though he has gotten it together a little bit more as the games have gotten farther throughout the playoffs, as he's played against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have stuck Evan Mobley on him. And Mobley is a very, very good defender. There's no way you could say he's not. Tatum's just starting to play better. Great for him. Except I still don't think he's that good. I mean, he's an all-star. Totally an all-star. Fringe all-star starter. With the way the front court is in the Eastern Conference, he's certainly the 3rd best guy in the front court compared to Giannis and Embiid, who are way ahead of him. I mean, they're the 2nd and 3rd best players in the NBA. I just don't think Jason Tatum's a superstar. I think Jalen Brunson's better than him. And I think in the NBA, if the teams are somewhat even enough, the best player in the series wins more times than not. Now, this is not at all an even playoff matchup regardless because the injuries the Knicks have and because the Celtics are a genuinely good team, and I'm not trying to penalize Jason Tatum or the Celtics or Brad Stevens for building this great team. I'm not trying to do that. But what I'm saying is if OG's there, that closes the talent gap. Brunson's still the best player on the court. The 76ers are the only team in the Eastern Conference, or were the only team in the Eastern Conference with Giannis being out, that had a better player than Jalen Brunson. Because Embiid's certainly better. There's no argument that he's not. Embiid's the second best player in the NBA. Great for him. But the Knicks beat him. And now Jalen Brunson is the best player in the Eastern Conference left. He can do this. The Knicks can do this. But they need OG healthy no matter what. And this guy, I believe in him. So guys, leave your comments down below. That was obviously Tom Thibodeau if you didn't realize who that was. But the Knicks have got this, bro. One more game, then the Eastern Conference Finals. OG comes back. He holds Tatum to 0 points per game. Knicks go to the finals. They win 4-0 against whoever gets there. I go to the parade, rush the stage, hug Mitchell Robinson, and then he'll probably punch me in the face because he's like, who the hell is this guy? But it'll be viral, and Knicks Digest will go crazy. So guys, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm going to keep pointing the finger gun at you till you do it. All right, my hand's kind of sore. Have a good day. Go Knicks.